In 30 plus years of martial arts, I've studied thousands of ways and hundreds of ways to defend against a knife. And the single leg takedown, believe it or not, is arguably one of the best ways to defend against a knife. So what I had to do is Leon has got a knife and Cole does not, and your goal is single legs, all right? Yeah. When I wrestled in high school, it was actually a horrible experience. I started wrestling at varsity in my freshman year, and I lost every single match. And I think one of the biggest problems was I had shitty takedown entries. I had a hard time actually getting hold of legs. I'm a little taller. I was very lanky as a kid. So shooting for double legs and getting low was a really hard thing for me to do. Later, towards my sophomore and junior year, I started developing a single leg, and that became like my major tool to actually start wrestling. When now you added Jiu-Jitsu later, became still one of my favorite entries that is wrestling based, but also brings in a lot of connections to our Jiu-Jitsu. So today, we're gonna take a deep dive into single leg, how to get to the single leg, how to take someone down with a single leg, and then some options for finishing the single leg takedown. So let's have some fun with these two fuckers on single legs. Okay, simple concept. Let's talk about our first ending position for the single leg, and then we're building some entries. When our initial connection, our strong point that we're gonna look to battle from is here, where I have a leg pinched, Leon's leg pinched between my legs, and I'm pinched right around the Achilles. My outside hand is my left hand. That's my main attacking arm. That's gonna come behind the kneecap. And I think about trying to pull his kneecap to my belly, to my sternum. I want to have a strong connection from foot to basically to his knee. And then I take a gable grip, secure, and I align my forehead right to his ribs. Getting a little more detailed, I think about having my left shoulder, or lead shoulder, kind of on the top of his quad. That way I kind of can put some weight down. Remember, the whole point of the single leg is to put all his balance on that one leg. So during our attacks, we'll look to off balance this, make him move a little bit so I can then easily take him down. So then we have our forehead, nice and close to his ribs. If I put my head over here, it's easy for him to stand like a guillotine. If I put it too far away, he's just gonna post my head frame and get his leg back. So this is our initial setup, and let's do a couple different ways to get there. Hey guys, I don't ask for much, but if you could actually like, subscribe, that would be really awesome. I am trying to put out some awesome, meaty, detailed martial arts videos. I'm hoping to inspire you. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I think it'd be really cool if you did. Hit that button down there, subscribe, like it, I would appreciate it. And comments, I try to respond to every single one of your comments. I take the YouTube community very seriously. So please, let me know what you think. Add a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I will respond to you personally. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you guys. Oos. If Leon and I were in a mismatched stance, that's essentially what we're looking for, that he had his right leg lead and I have my left leg lead, it might simply just be, I get to step and grab the leg. One of the easiest things you probably should do as a beginning grappler, fuck shooting a double leg, just grab a leg. If you can get your opponent and mismatch and get your foot on the outside of his foot, why not, right? Can you go orthodox? Carlos Candelario, our UFC fighter, our first one of many. Cole Wright, we're on that path, baby. So he used to do this all the time. He'd just grab down, boom, pick up that leg. So he'd use it a lot of times, set up his uppercut, but also, boom, he'd just pick it up. It's kind of cheeky and stupid, but it works sometimes. If you can catch your opponent light on that leg and you have a mismatched stance, go for it. Carlos is southpaw, and 90% of people are orthodox, so he was fighting like this. It looks easier for him. So when we're in an orthodox relationship, we both have our left leg lead or right leg lead. Well, no, left leg lead. That it changed a little bit. Now, I'll get into striking in a second, but we're looking at entries, or 3 different entries I could use when I am just in a grappling. So I think about my left hand as a jab. When I jab, it posts the shoulder. As I do that, I take a step and a level change. Boom. Now, instead of keeping my right hand like a cheek, I'm gonna drop my right hand into the knee. Now just walk in our feet and make our connection. It's important when you think about attacking a single leg that I have to keep moving. The second I stop or allow him to stabilize and settle, much easier for him to escape. So we're moving, boom, pick, and I'm walking him down, right? I'm stopping here to stay in the camera, but a lot of times you're chaining right away to the next thing. Actually, I want to make that a big point, is that once you connect to a single leg, don't stop. Chain to the next thing, right to an attack. I don't care if your first attack fails, it probably will, but you need to go next to next to next. As soon as you get him settled a little bit, the escape becomes pretty easy. And that's the kind of the downfall about the single leg. It's easy to get, but it's also, depending on your opponent, fairly easy to get out of. If you have any wrestling experience, single leg defense is pretty common. Okay, so like again, let's review that. Like when we're long distance, where I'm like, we're not connection, I'm not in a single collar tie, I'm not in a clinch, that a post and a pick is a fairly easy way to get to our single leg. If, let's come over here, I start getting a collar tie, put this leg back. Well, I really have two options, is get my leg over here or bring his leg to me to get that single leg entry. And believe it or not, this is actually harder to do. He's kind of got me pretty well shut down over there. So the easiest thing to make me Leon do is take a circle step. So if I'm in that clinch, I take my right foot step, I pull a little bit, boom. That leg comes nice and close to me. Now I pick up and we're just walking him in again. Here again, get that clinch, boom, boom, and pick it in. Okay, if I have inside bicep control, this becomes even easier. Boom. I can use a little bit of that drag to pull them in, set my left foot, and I'm basically doing a high C. In fact, I'll show you a little bit of high C in a second, but I'm just popping that door and running right through the hole. So very, very, well, I say very easy because it should feel easy, but a lot of people struggle with the footwork, and the best way I can describe it, step forward, stop, push. Now you're trying to step forward to draw this leg out, boom, and you're just, so on our circle step, we didn't make sure that we don't remove this leg. I'm not gonna pull it back. I wanna make sure that I kind of keep it the best I can right in that spot. And now it's just basically dropping and driving. Boom. Another thing I said earlier is my forehead plays such a huge role in this, that I think I'm stabbing the person through my forehead, that my eyes are drilling through Leon's ribs. And that's another detail you should think about. When I'm, just put this leg forward, yeah, right here. When I'm level changing and driving in, I'm looking right at his ribs because that's where my forehead is gonna hit first, because my forehead is in front of my eyes. So don't look down and think that you're gonna do this, because that now crumples your spine. I had fucking neck surgery and that feels so uncomfortably. But I'm not being stupid, but I can feel, I'm pretty strong right here. Even my neck, I can use it and start getting an off balance and driving, because my spine is in line. Once we look down, we're getting it offline, that's when he can start countering. But you can almost hurt yourself by being a dumbass and like looking to the ground. You're gonna either walk right into your choke or you're gonna hurt your fucking neck, okay? So high C. Now, the high C is kind of similar, but I am now going to retract my left leg. So now my right leg is lined up, and now here comes my high C. So I treat it like basic double leg, I'm coming through the hole, my forehead's driving in. Now my left trail leg will step up, and I'm in my high C pickup. Boom, here, right on that level change, I'm crouching down. My old coach said, give him 2 acres. Boom. Now let's say I go traditional, my head pops out. Now my left arm and left leg come in, I cut the head back in, I'm into my single leg. So we have that inside bicep control. I get that circle step going again, drag him out, here's that level change, drive through the hole. I find it's kind of smart to keep your eyes glued to his ribs. Now you step up, you're just right in the pocket. Okay, so let's now get some drills going for this. And my goal when we're watching these videos, guys, is not just to give you a bunch of fucking techniques. I think that almost bores the shit out of me. What I'm really hoping to do is that you're gonna get some like inspiration from this, and then something to actually do with it, so that you can actually develop a true skill, not just watch a cool YouTube video. So what I wanna do is show you how one of the ways we train this with Cole and Leon, that I went through 3 options for picking up the single leg. They can choose any of them want. All I have to do is get to that position and stabilize it for a second, and then release, another person will go. So we go, I go, you go, right? And they're just looking to pick up the single leg. The opponent or his buddy, let's say Cole's up on offense right now, Leon on defense. That Leon's getting light resistance. It's not a roll, it's not a spar. Cole's objective is to win, right? But we wanna make sure that we get to that single leg, and they're allowed to be creative during the process. Make sense? I go, you go, go ahead. They think about there's no mistakes, so they're allowed to do anything, even if it doesn't make sense to them or feels weird, good. Shion Rush said that, you know, if you're thinking about something else, if you're thinking about what you're watching later on TV, what you're gonna eat for dinner, how long your drive is home, whatever, and you're still training, that's almost good training because you're just moving. Your brain is like, they're just kind of feeding that instinct. You're not like actually having that forward thought. Is what we're looking for when developing these drills. How quickly, how easily, how smoothly, how efficiently can I get on a single leg? A few more. I've been stressing this a lot in videos and in class that we have to play, we have to be creative. This is an art form. All of us are uniquely different. If we don't train for our individuality, then we are forced down someone else's path, and I'm on my path, not someone else's. So that's what I love about martial arts, is that it should be yours, not mine. Okay, now let's add some finishes to this. You're out of here, dude. All right, let's look at some striking entries or MMA or self-defense entries for the single leg. And one of the best tools ever is simply the overhand right. Or you basically throw a right haymaker, right hook, right uppercut to a certain degree, and you're gonna use that to mask your footwork to to get where I said earlier that I want to mismatch my stance. I want my foot on the outside of his. So, actually, why don't you come over here, it'll be easier. And as in good practice, I always I get a jab or two going to establish my range. I think it's just like, basically just check, okay, you there, I'm here, and now I have in a proper the space of my fight. Okay, so I got a jab going, and now there's two ways you can approach this. I'm gonna throw my overhand, boom, and then allow my leg to trail in after for my single leg pickup. Or I throw the overhand and the leg at the same time. That they all kind of just come together, bam. And yes, the goal is to hit with a punch, but like, not really. If I'm a wrestling based oriented, we have one of my young studs coming up, Zach. He's 3-1 right now, Zach Bielowski, I can't pronounce his last name. But he's a stud wrestler, and he loves an overhand to get onto that leg. It just works really well. Yeah, does he hit with the overhand? Yes. But it's not really powerful because it's meant to really get to the leg. So simple concept, I hit high and go low. So one more time, boom. I'm throwing that overhand, but I'm also using that cant and level change my body at the same time. Boom. And what I like about this, even my overhand, I'm fairly low. So Leon throws a knee right now. I'm not terrible. If he decides to dome me at the same time, it kicks me, I might be, right? But now, boom. Wow, coming off line, that level change, picking up on that single leg, and again, you're nice in that strong position, you hit the finishes in a second. Another great tool off that right hand is that uppercut. Boom, boom. I level change, bam, throw an uppercut, drop that down, and hit my single leg. And this is a great way to start like mixing in if you are an MMA fighter or thinking about integrating your grappling with striking, then I start mixing in single leg, he drops down, boom, uppercut, back down to my level change and for my pickup. So just in interesting ways. Oh, one more I like. I mentioned this earlier. That same thing, we're here, I reach down, boom, boom, and fire a cheeky little uppercut. Last little striking you can use is basically a switch step, boom. Now, what's on the outside? I'm walking it in. So similar to our post and walk we did from a grappling perspective, I hit a switch step, bang. Now I'm just driving in nice and strong to that single leg. So essentially, no matter what tool we can use, if you get a foot on the outside, have a strong level change, and keep him distracted up here is gonna allow us to have an opportunity on that leg. If I enter in without some sort of destabilization or reaction, it's gonna be much harder. If he's just in a stance, I just grab that leg, you'll get away with it. That's why I like the uppercut, because it's kind of sneaky. Like, I'm making him think about it, but actually snaking him up top, that, you know, it's gonna be a little harder if you don't. Getting to the single leg is gonna be a little harder if you don't get him moving. I hope that makes sense. Did it make sense? So guys, we're gonna be very careful. They don't have gloves on right now. I probably should have them do it, but they're fine. And they're gonna throw a punch or two, get in the single leg, and make that connection. Let's get our hands together at the end. Finish nice and strong. Don't leave those hands empty. This is one of our main tools we think about when we're trying to develop a skill for an MMA fighter or just in self-defense overall. Going back to that playing concept, but now you're kind of mixing your striking with your grappling. You have to think different ways of different punches, be creative, gotta get a strong grip, yeah. So guys, if you were to pause really quick, this is the thing I would actually pause the class for. If I saw a student or more making shitty grips at the end, we've missed the point of the drill, okay? The point of the drill was for me to end in a strong single leg where I believe I could take someone down. I have to own that position. If I don't own that position, there's no way we're actually gonna finish someone. Nice, strong connection, good. There you go, good. Good movement, switch it up a little bit, sure, there you go. Boom, boom. All right, little frame there, like that, good. All right, there you go, double tap, very nice, very, very good. And I like that to the end because another thing I'll say also is a lot is play the game. If you are training martial arts, there's no reason then I do a sequence, then stop, rest a little bit, then let him do a sequence. There's no disconnect. The timer's on for 5 minutes and you just drill and you're in a fight for 5 fucking minutes. All right, let's look at some major finishes, and there are a ton of finishes from single leg out there, but I'm going to go over some of my favorites. First, I'm going to start right from here. All right. First and simplest one is getting a double leg or knee pick. If I have, I'm gonna back up a little bit. If I have Leon moving, it's simply easy for me to reach out my right hand and my right foot as I'm taking a step, and we run him down. One of the simplest first attempt, whatever takedowns you should do, grab someone's leg, run him forward and grab the other leg. It fits a perfect principle. He's balancing, he can't stay stable, you just put your hand in the way. So I get my pickup, boom, I just run him down. And at the end, this is another common problem, I stay sticky. If I'm dealing with a fast guy like Leon, who's really good at getting up his feet, if I connect a single leg and take him down, but I'm not like on him after, he's right back up. And it's just definitely one of the common mistakes, like get glued. Doesn't mean smash and go to the ground, but I'm finishing my takedown. I'm making sure I'm nice and connected. I'm already ready to start going to the next spot. And I like that pinning to knee down approach. Works great for MMA, self-defense, jiu-jitsu. I keep like in the fight, I'm not glued and connected. All right, next one, let's go through running the pipe. And running the pipe it's meat and potatoes. Like if you're gonna grab a single leg, you gotta know how to run the pipe. And people get this one wrong a lot. I'll share how I connect to it, and then hopefully you'll connect to the same thing. All right, going back to the beginning, my left arm was my attacking arm. When I'm running the pipe, my right arm and right shoulder become my attacking arm. And my head will essentially switch, all right? And the motion itself is a rotation, but then I'm gonna be dropping and bowing on the leg. And I also think my hand becomes like a hiking the football. So let's go nice and slow. I switch and I start rotation. My left hand is coming in as I hike the football and I bow. And that rotation with that dropping energy is what makes it actually work. Not me like whipping someone around like this, which I see almost every single day, the first time I ever teach someone running the pipe. So, boom, I pick up. I now, on my strong attacking side, I start rotating my feet. As my right arm comes in, my left arm will find the Achilles, and you think we're kind of like stuffing. Bowing down on his knee is which will sit his ass. As you encounter better wrestlers, running the pipe, simple double legs and knee picks don't really work anymore. Getting the leg elevated is really that's where the single leg will shine. All right, so we're back in on our single leg, and we're gonna go for inside and outside lift. Inside is a more technical one where I'm doing it almost purposely. Outside tends to be a defense. So I'm now going to backstep my right leg and catch his Achilles at the same time. Boom. Then my right leg acts as a lift. So backstep catch, lift, catch. So I want to get to the position where I have double unders, so very easy for me to send them over backwards. Again, since I am fighting a grown, strong person. I'm not gonna just go reach down that leg and bring it all the way up here, and no fucking way. You know it as well as I do. So that's why I make a little trap for it. Boom. So I can snake that leg in. And now I have my strong underhook. I'll be nice. And a kick, woo, and down. You know as well as I do, once you get to that position, depending on the flexibility of your buddy or opponent, they're gonna go down fairly easily. It's like guaranteed. You also have to be careful with this one. If you are working with a friend, don't fucking dump them on their head. That shit sucks. So here again, boom. I drop back, they lift catch. And if I want, I get a little pop and bring him down. So let's get into the outside lift. And the outside lift happens, let's say Leon, spin a little bit, is doing a good job in defending, and he starts whizzing his leg out. So, yep, boom. And he's trying to get it out. I'm gonna start picking up on it. Nice and high, all right? Depending on the person I'm with right now, this could be very dangerous for a guard player, jump on me, throwing a triangle, or get into my back. So I easily start turning my hips to his knee, and then my right hand will come to the shoulder, boom, and simple trip, and cheeky leg lock at the end. Once I start feeling that leg coming right, boom, boom, oh, you caught one pocket, yeah. And it's almost like an arm pump. I'll do it slow. So it's one, my right arm comes in, left one to shoot to that Achilles, we pull up nice and tall. I make this on all my leg lock grips too, especially the straight hook lock. I get my fist right around my sternum, thumb kind of pointing away from me, get a strong connection, turn to the knee, hand the shoulder, be easy on your buddy, bink, and you're right back to passing or breaking. Okay, now the goal, we'll start putting things together. I want them to go to the entry again, get their single leg connection, then any positional, then any finish they want to get to a dominant position and kind of stick their opponent. They don't have to pass, they don't have to, they can end up in guard as long as that opponent is not getting up again. Got it, go on. Not bad, not bad. Still try to dominate with that grip first. All right, there you go. Switch it, yep, good, good, good. Very nice, very nice. I like that. So Leon tried to run the pipe, the leg came out, he turned it into a sweep. The inside lift, think about it as a bit more offensive, and I don't necessarily, and I want to use a leg lift, all right? So we back step catch. That should be like your number one goal. So I don't, all this chain is so important in my single leg that if I undo it just a little bit, it changes the whole game, right? So when I am backstepping that leg, I'm almost like locking in. That foot really hasn't gone anywhere. But now it's easier to connect them. It's the whole idea. If I backstep, it's just so his foot can snake out. I can use my thigh. Now it's weightless and so much easier to catch, okay? Now, let's say he pummels to the outside. I may, sure, but I have found it easier because of me going that way anyways, that I just bring my right arm in deep. That almost starts bringing that knee nice and close to my chest. Now, all I have to do is slide my left hand to his Achilles and stand tall. My thumb right where it would be. Now I have all that space to turn in. Boom. Your opponent's gonna be reviewing these tape, Cole. Actually, maybe you should suck. Fight like this. Good movement, good movement. All right, okay, I like it. That was definitely creative. Boom, all right, double tap it. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. Okay, good, very good, very good. I like it. Very nice, very nice. Again, the awesome creativity when you're now starting to actually develop a skill that you get to feel and then you can add a chain to things. I would absolutely have them work deeper on making those initial connections. As kind of watching this, it's kind of interesting. Like I feel like I'm teaching sometimes, also teaching you, or teaching them and teaching you, but make a strong grip with their single leg, own that space, and then the takedowns become so much easier. And that's what should be looked at. It should be looked at as a clinch instead of almost a takedown itself. All right, let's get into some escapes. All right, let's break down some major common single leg escapes. I'm gonna go over two, and they're really just principles, and the main goal is just get my leg back, plain and simple. All right, so Leon has that control. If his grip sucks, give me a loose grip. Running man escape. It's actually pretty fucking simple. Cam, one of our top fighters, I mean, he almost baits the single leg to get out of it just because he can, and then he later chains other things. But if I have the single leg and his grip is shitty, I turn my hips down, and then they like making my foot like flat, and then just whoosh. Most of the time, I'm using a Whizzer and getting a little tighter and like kind of battling to get my leg back. So when he has that single leg, my like main tool, not main tool, so let's go kind of take this like objective based. This is my initial problem, right? Yes, he's got my leg, but this is preventing me from getting, to that area. So if I turn my hips in, getting his head to the inside, and at the same time, I start establishing my Whizzer. So my left hand, as I turn in, is going to come in, boom, and snake. As you see, my right hand is starting to find my thigh, right? I could start, there's a couple of ways we approach this. I typically like to hand fight first. So now I'm gonna grab, get a hold of his wrist. And typically we're in a big head position battle, and most of the time he's gonna win it because he still has that single leg. But I look for his hands, his elbow, shoulder, and then I'm gonna pull them up as I pull up in my Whizzer and kick my leg down. Boom. This, as you can see, will load us very nicely into an Uchimata, or we can start backstepping out and framing. So when someone's in that single leg, and we get a good pick up and pull, boom, my hips are already turned in. The only thing I really need to do would be adjust my right leg, boom. So now I can hit a fairly decent Uchimata. It was great. Our size difference is a little hard. But you can see you're right underneath that. Or you could always come to the outside, boom, step. Now you're in a good hurrah as well. I love throwing you, it's fun. And YouTubers love it too. You like seeing Leon take airtime. So, lastly, similar concept. If I'm not gonna throw anybody, boom, we get the Whizzer leg out, boom, and kick. Now you're back to a good fighting position. I like to, if I get my leg down in the middle, doesn't mean he can't keep or get back on again. So with the leg out, it's almost much easier to break his grip on the single leg. One more is bonus. So we'll do Sumi Gaeshi with the Kimura grip. I just don't want to do that with my neck. So I move his head over, I snake my Kimura grip, and then you'll take the step forward, boom, sit, and over. Hop that right foot forward, sit, kick. Good, turn into Kimura trap, or flip all the way over. Boom, pass his head over, snake that grip, hop. Nice. Yeah, guys, I did a pretty deep video on Kimuras a while ago, so I'm not gonna, I actually think this was in it, so I'm not gonna go in crazy detail of the Kimura trap and finishing. If you are a Kimura nerd like myself, there's no one better than David Avalon. He has one of the best, I think, like deep dive YouTube channels on BJJ. Just a very, very intelligent man, and his Kimura series is just phenomenal. So if you like, and half guard, so if you guys like Kimuras and half guard like I do, David Avalon, absolutely a great martial artist. Okay, the goal now, we're gonna put everything together, kind of. So we're gonna focus on escape, that they're gonna go 1 for 1 on an entry to the single leg control, and then the other person has to get out of it. The person who has the control is giving light resistance. I still want defense to win. I want offense to win on the entry and defense to win on the exit, okay? Does that make sense? I go, you go. Yeah, any entry one. Now Leon, you're up. Any counter or escape, sure. And get back on top, perfect, yep. Cole works his way up. If you respect your training partner, you can do the same thing. Boom, kick it back, good. All right, nice. Work those hand fighting. Nice pickup, get that good grip. Whizzer that leg out. Yeah, if you're gonna keep it to the inside, sometimes it's better to throw that Uchimata in there or try to battle to the outside. I probably should have made that point a little better when I showed it earlier, but yeah, continue. Let's say how I interpret it, how I feel. Up to you, how you kick back. That's it. Nice entry. Cute. Ah, there we go. All right, right out. No, I love it. I love it. Beautiful chaining. Very good, very good. Guys, you saw what Leon did. Defended that single leg. Went for the Uchimata. Cole didn't give the Uchimata. He just went right down for the ankle pick. Rode it nice down for finish. Very nicely, Leon. Very good job. The single leg takedown, believe it or not, is arguably one of the best ways to defend against a knife. So what I had to do is Leon has got a knife and Cole does not, and your goal is single legs. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that went pretty well.